And the whole energy is kind of like, lead yourself, right? We don't need other people to lead us. You're your own leader. You can lead your own life. We make decisions all the time. When you make decisions, you're a leader. It doesn't have to be in your job title, right? Lead yourself. Don't allow these other, the external environment or your bosses to kind of, okay, obviously, your appraisal and your work will, it's dependent on you fulfilling your contractual obligations and the projects that you have to be doing. Yeah, that's totally fair, right? But there's nothing to say that, you can't set boundaries and say, do you know what? This comes back to what we talked about, 20 minutes ago. It's like, communicate. Look, I am the most efficient during those key hours. So those hours are sandbox. You're not going to get into it. Whoever, I don't care who you are, really, right? Unless it's an emergency and there's broken bones and blood, right? You're not getting in here. And I'm not doing it every day, but this is where I go in and be the creative bit and be productive and think about and strategize and all that kind of stuff. And actually, you probably don't need it every single day. It is just getting you that set up, whether that is once a week, once a month or whatever, to give you that. Because, if your energy is, highest when it's in the mornings, because there's some people who are owls, right? I'm not one of them, right? By kind of 10 o'clock, I'm done, right? I'm literally brain dead. It's kind of like I go to sleep. If you can ask me anything that just requires a yes and no, I'm here. But if you want to have a deep conversation, yeah, can we schedule some time tomorrow morning for that, right? Because I'll be like, I'm done. I'm done. My brain now needs to go and have its 7 hours of sleep, right? But then that allows me to be really energized in the morning. It is finding your own natural rhythms. Typically, people have, a slump after lunch, right? Do the boring tasks, right? The emails, and it sounds so simple, but it is simple. We tend to overcomplicate things. I'm like, oh, I haven't got more time. I have got to find more things to help me with it. Sometimes I find this kind of stepping back and peering down, because looking at it and just paring it back and say, what is some of this stuff that I'm doing that actually doesn't contribute to my goals? Right? When I was in corporate, I was one of the worst ones. Anything that went common. Yes, 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 yes. Right? Actually, all of that didn't contribute to my growth, whatever. I just thought I needed to be seen to be helpful to move on, right? But actually, it's kind of like, well, if all of that, there's a reason why no one's putting the hand up to be the fire warden of of this floor, when the fire alarm goes, or to be on the safety committee, or to be on the committee that's organizing, the Christmas party or the Easter party or Mother's Day or whatever, right? Because people are sitting there like, oh, I don't really, here I am. Yeah, I'll do it. And, pare it back and be really real with yourself. And ask yourself the hard question. Say, if I do this task, is it going to contribute to my growth, to my next promotion, to whatever is the goal? When I take on this task, does it mean I can leave at 5 o'clock to go and pick up my child from nursery or school or whatever else, right? And have dinner with them. If it doesn't, you don't need anyone's permission. People feel as if they feel they need to have permission. It is your life. You got to do it however which way you want. If everyone is zigging, you zag, right? Yes, it does require a bit of courage, right, to do that, especially if you've been like me, who's said yes to everything and, literally nearly led to burnout, but I didn't realize I was getting there, is to say, actually, because at the end of it, right, fast forward, you're going to live until we're 90, right? And you're looking back at that situation that you were in. Are you going to remember that? Are you going to think about, do you know what? Only I put in an extra 10 hours. If only I put in, none of us are going to be thinking that. All of you be thinking, oh my God, if I'd spent just less time at work and had more time with my kids or with my family or traveled or wherever, that's what we would say, right? So this is, how I kind of help my clients to say, look, what's really important here, right? And actually, you don't have to do 20 things now, right? I use the WIN, W-I-N, what's important now, right? If you're really frazzled and overwhelmed, what's important now? What's the one thing that you just need to do? Just focus on one, like you said earlier, right? Just focus on one. Don't focus on 20, because when you focus on one, you get that done, right? If you focus on 20, your impact is so much less, and because your energy is spread over 20 things rather than focused on one, right? And, and then knowing what really energizes you, if there's people around you who are just draining your energy, right? Okay, you can't get rid of your colleagues, right? Limit the interaction, right?